It's been believed for a very long time that the Chicago Bears were cursed as a franchise. They have been unable to develop quarterbacks. They couldn't build a competent offense, and they've been unable to sustain long-term success. But in comes Ben Johnson, who in less than 1 year has broke the unbreakable Chicago Bears curse. He now has properly developed a young quarterback, something that nobody thought the Chicago Bears were ever capable of being able to do. Matt Eberflus last year thought that drafting Caleb Williams, getting a generational talent with the first overall pick, will automatically save his job without giving him any proper coaching. Ben Johnson isn't saying, hey, Caleb Williams, go put us on your back, go carry us to wins. Ben Johnson is saying, no, our team, Caleb, will carry you. Our team will help you win. We're not asking you for you to help us win. We're asking you to play good enough within the confines of our system to allow our team to help take some of that pressure off your back to where you don't have to feel the need to be Superman. Ben Johnson has done an incredible job of supporting Caleb Williams with great play calling, a really good offensive line, a top 3 rushing attack, and he's given him a lot of weapons to throw the football to. Ben Johnson, in 1 year, has done what a lot of people in the NFL thought wasn't possible. And before this season started, I told you guys that the Chicago Bears were going to win the NFC North. And I had them finishing with the best record in the NFC. Now, I probably whiffed on them having the best record in the NFC. But Ben Johnson, when he was with the Detroit Lions, they were averaging 33 points per game. Now they're averaging 25 points per game. That's nearly a whole touchdown that the Lions have lost with the departure of Ben Johnson. And you see how in shambles the Lions offense looks right now with Dan Campbell taking over the play calling, with how ineffective Jared Goff has been at times. That shows you how good of a coach Ben Johnson is. And we all know that Ben Johnson is an incredibly bright offensive mind. But what's even more impressive about the job he's done so far in Chicago is how he has changed the culture. I view Ben Johnson more than just a bright offensive mind. He's a culture builder. And normally you don't have great access in those guys, great tacticians, great schemers who are really good at both. Most of the times you have guys that are good at scheming guys open. You don't really think of them so much as being great culture builders, but being around Dan Campbell, you can obviously tell the impact that has had on Ben Johnson's coaching style. He holds everybody on the Bears team in the organization to a certain standard. He's extremely detail oriented. The difference between the elite coaches, the average and below average coaches in the NFL are their attentions to details. The bad coaches constantly aren't able to get the little things right. Like Matt Eberflus with the awful clock management that we saw him have on Thanksgiving against, the Commanders last year. Look at Ben Johnson. You don't see those same issues. You don't see a team that's finding ways to lose as what they were in years past. You're finding ways to win under Ben Johnson. It's not always pretty. Sometimes it may damn near give you a heart attack, but this is what separates great coaches from the rest of the bunch. The small attentions to details. When training camp was happening a few months ago, there were reports about how Ben Johnson was constantly cussing out his offense because they couldn't even get the play in right. They couldn't snap the ball properly. They couldn't get lined up correctly, to the point when he benched his entire first team offense. The guy is a football savant because he puts emphasis on the small things. And the small things, when you add them up, they turn into big things when you combine them all together. Imagine how good the Bears are going to be 2-3 years from now, when Caleb Williams reaches his ceiling and he does end up becoming that second coming of Patrick Mahomes that he was hyped up to be, the Bears are going to be in the Super Bowl conversation for years to come with Ben Johnson as the head coach. This isn't a Matt Nagy one-off feel-good story. Matt Nagy's success mainly came off the back of Vic Fangio's defense. When Vic Fangio left the Chicago Bears for the Broncos head coaching job, you saw a drastic drop-off. That defense was carrying that team. Mitchell Trubisky was okay. This is the best quarterback play that the Bears have gotten in what, years? You haven't had a quarterback this good in over 15 years since you went to the NFC Championship game and Jay Cutler was pedaling on the bike on the sidelines. Caleb Williams is about to do everything that nobody thought was possible, nobody thought you could achieve as a Chicago Bears starting quarterback. The Chicago Bears are one of the longest tenured teams in the NFL. They've been in the NFL since the beginning of this league's creation, and they have yet to have a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards in the season. Caleb Williams is going to change that. Ben Johnson is going to change that. There's just a different energy, a different aura around the Bears now with Ben Johnson as their head coach. This guy knows what it takes to win. He knows what it takes to develop a young quarterback that has all the physical tools in the world to be one of the best in the NFL. And that's why you can believe in the Chicago Bears. That's why I was willing to die on the hill that the Bears would make it to the playoffs this year. Look at how drastically this division has changed. The Bears have had talent. They just haven't had the right coaching. And like we saw with Jim Harbaugh, when he first got hired by the Chargers, he was able to turn around the culture. And that's what Ben Johnson has been able to do. And he's done it instantly. Now, I don't know if you give Ben Johnson Coach of the Year, because I think if the Jaguars are able to hold on for the rest of the season and they make it to the playoffs, Liam Cohen has to win Coach of the Year, because there's no way that any other coach in the NFL will be able to win the amount of games that Liam Cohen has in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence as his freaking quarterback. Trevor Lawrence sucks. He just sucks. And for the Jaguars to be in the playoffs in spite of awful quarterback play is a testament to how great of a job Liam Cohen has done in Duval. But Ben Johnson isn't too far off. He's broken what we believed for years to be an unbreakable curse when it comes to the Chicago Bears franchise. Their inability to win, their inability to have sustainable long-term success, the inability to build a competent offense that can put a young quarterback in position to succeed. All that has now been gone. It's been erased because the great job that Ben Johnson has done.